Independent radio promoters. Now, independent radio promoters work on behalf of record labels to get airplay for their records. Some independent radio promoters are firms with large staffs, while others are companies with less than a handful of employees. The best promoters are the ones that establish a strong professional relationship with other stations. Program directors put more trust into promoters that have delivered records that have gone on to be successful, and are more likely to give a chance to a record by an unestablished artist that was recommended by the promoter than they are to give a record delivered by a promoter with no track record. It is not uncommon for promoters to take program directors out for lunch or to meet with them on social gatherings. Although there are a lot of things that independent radio promoters could offer you, the one thing that they can never guarantee is to give you a guaranteed radio station that will play your record. Since you will be trying to get your music aired on mix shows, it wouldn't be a bad idea to build your own professional relationships with the mix show DJs from the stations in your area. Most professional DJs like to stay busy, so many of them work at clubs when they're not on the air. Rather than showing up at the club with your CD trying to convince the DJ to listen to it when he finds time, focus on building a professional relationship with them first. Keep in mind that the DJs are professionals. They get paid to play records at the radio station and in the clubs. Prior to you, there were already 999 other rappers that showed up at the club with their CD asking him to give their record a chance. Surprisingly, none of them were successful. So instead of joining that group of rappers that's having your CD become the 1000th frisbee, approach the DJ with professional intentions. Inquire about how much he charges to DJ parties or host mixtapes. Make arrangements to hire him. Distribution. Once upon a time, record stores were the only place from which a fan could get their music, and records could not be readily available in those stores without distribution companies. Nowadays, your music can be distributed to people all over the world on sites like WorldStar, DatPiff, SoundCloud, YouTube, and others. Never allow yourself to get caught up in the way of thinking that people will automatically give your music a chance just because it's on one of those sites. Keep in mind that there are millions of other artists trying to get the same people to listen to their music. Just because you spend the entire day sharing your music links with thousands of people through your email and your social networks doesn't mean that these people will ever press play on a button. Some artists think of it as grinding, but in reality, it's spamming, and it turns people off. There are absolutely no success stories told by any artist about how they reach their goals just by sitting in front of the computer annoying people into listening to their music. Truth is, most people will either delete or ignore your spam because no matter how good your music may be, people hate spam. Although having your music up on these sites makes it accessible for anyone that may be interested in it, it is important to understand that you have to first build the interest. Whether your goal is to gain new fans or to be noticed by someone in the industry, creating interest in your music or in yourself is necessary. Now, when trying to get people interested in your music, you should focus on some things that people are usually interested in. There are lots of things that capture people's attention, but one of those things that you can use to take advantage of is gossip. People are nosy, and they want to know what everyone else knows. And furthermore, no one wants to be the last one to know it. Because people are nosy and need to know what's going to happen next, they can't help but to tune into reality shows and soap operas. It cannot be denied that many people get a certain satisfaction from being able to participate in those water cooler conversations. As an artist, if you're able to create a what's going to happen next kind of storyline that people can follow and talk about, they will surely tune into it. Presentation is everything. You only get one chance to make a first impression. And one of the sad truths about life is that books are usually judged by their covers. If you were to take a brick of gold and wrap it up in toilet paper and put it next to a piece of shit that's been wrapped up in gold foil, chances are people will be more interested in that piece of shit just because it's pretty packaging. The same will be true with your next project. If your artwork is shitty, then it may not attract as much interest as you would like it to.